Today I'm going to show you how to make these poppy flowers using the Afghan technique. What makes these flowers special is that it is worked entirely in one piece, from the pistil to the stamen and 2 layers of the flowers. No glue or floral wire is needed for this flower, and you can see how it's shaped very well and looks very natural. The finished side of the flowers is quite similar to a real poppy, which makes it really beautiful. For this flower, we will be making the main flowers and have open flower bud, a green flower bud, 2 leaves. In today's video, I'm using Susan 4 yarn, 4-ply cotton yarn from Susan family. You can use any color that you like. You will need 3 color. A crochet hook size 2.5, a floral stem, 30 or 40 centimeter floral stem, and then floral wire you will need 2 for the leaves, 2 of them for the buds, and for the main flower you will need 2 pieces of floral wire as well. All is about 40 centimeters each. Okay, let's get started. So we'll start with the green yarn for the pistil. You can see here we will start from the top of the pistil and then crochet the stamen into the pistil and then the flower petals. Start with a magic ring and into the ring we will make 2 chains and do not count this one as a stitch. Then do 6 double crochets into the ring. You can also mark and then do 6 double crochet into the ring. That's 6 half double crochet. When finished, pull the yarn tie to close the loop, and then you're going to do a slip stitch into the first stitch. To make it easier, you can pull this loop a little bit wide, insert your hook into the marker, and then do a slip stitch and hold this one and close it to make the slip stitch small. Okay, remove the marker. Second row, we're going to do 6 single crochet. First, do 1 chain and do not count this one as a stitch, and do 6 single crochets around. Then do 1 slip stitch into the first stitch. Pull the yarn. Now you can make sure that you pull this ending tail tie to close the loop, and you can cut this yarn or you can hide it inside the pistil. For row 3, start with 1 chain and do not count this one as a stitch, and we will do 2 increases in this row to add 2 more stitches. So we start with a pattern of 2 single crochet and then 1 single crochet increase. So 2 single crochet into the same space and repeat it 1 more time. So at the end of the row you should have 8 stitches, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet increase. So you should have 8 stitches at the end of row 3. Make a slip stitch into the first stitch to end row 3. For row 4, we won't be working on the back loops only. Make 1 chain and insert your hook into the back loop of the first stick, and we're going to do 8 single crochet in the back loops, so no increase or decrease. So later the stamen won't be work on the front loop of this row. Then do a slip stitch into the first loop, row 5, 1 chain, and we're going to do 8 single crochet, normal single crochet around. Then do 1 slip stitch in the first stitch. Okay, so this is the pistil. So you see the front loop that is showing here. This is where we're gonna crochet the stamen, the yellow one, and then we're gonna do a base stitch for our 2 layer of petal. And we won't be working here in this row between row 4 and row 5 in all the space here, and we're gonna do a row of 8 slip stitches around this row. So you can start anywhere and then pull the yellow yarn, and you're going to do 8 slip stitch around. You can make the loop a little bit loose so it's easier to crochet the petal into this chain stitch. So make 8 of them. Okay, so that 8 single crochet of 8 slip stitches, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You can cut the yellow yarn. Tie the yellow yarn together. You can cut the yarn. So now you can continue. So the slip stitch row here, we won't be working the petals on the front and the back of these chain stitches. Now continue working for the pistil. Next row we're gonna do 4 decreases. So make 1 chain, then we're gonna do 4 decrease. So to make a decrease, insert your hook into the front loop from the front to the back, and then again from the front to the back into the second front loops, pull the yarn, and then pull the yarn again. So that is how you do the decrease. So 1 front loop and 2 front loops, yarn over, and then yarn over. Insert your hook through all the front loops. And pull it tight. And secure it a few times. And then you can hide it. And cut the yarn. Okay, so now we're gonna make the pistol by working on the front loops. You can see here that we have from row 4. So we will be working on all the 8 front loops. So starting from any of them, and pull the yarn through the loops. And then you're gonna do 5 chains. And then do a slip stitch into that same front loop. And make sure that you have the ending tail in front of your hook so you can hide it when you work the pistol. And then do 7 chain. And then do another slip stitch into that same front loop. So that is one pattern. So slip into the next front loop and repeat 5 chain, slip stitch, and 7 chains, and slip stitch into that second front loop. So repeat the pattern for a total of 8 times until you finish the pistol. After a few patterns, you can cut off this yarn. Okay, so you finish 8 pattern and you can do a slip stitch, and then cut the yarn. Okay, so now with the main color of the flower, we'll be working the petal, and we'll pick up. So the first petal will be working on the front loop of this chain row, and each petal will be work on 4 loops. So we'll start with the first petal, first front petal. So insert your hook in any of the front loop and pull the yarn through. And we will start with 9 chains. You can make the chain stitch a little bit loose. And then we'll be working, so turn your chain, and we'll be working on the vertical bar at the back of the chain stitch and use the Afghan technique. So we will start from the second bar. So skip the first one and insert your hook into the second bar, and you're going to do 5 Afghan double crochet. So yarn over your hook, insert your hook into the second vertical bar, and then pull the yarn once and leave it like this, and then repeat 2, 4. Okay, so that 5 unfinished double crochet, and then you're going to do 2 unfinished single crochet into the next 2 vertical bar. And then you're going to do 1 more unfinished single crochet into the first front loop. Okay, so you should have 9 strands of yarn on your hook. Now pull the yarn through 2 loops at a time. For row 2, you're going to do 4 chains. Then start from the 4th vertical bar. So you count from the top, 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one. And you're going to do 6 unfinished double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 unfinished single crochet. Then 1 unfinished single crochet into the second front loop. You can bring this ending tail together with your work so you can hide it, and pull the yarn through 2 loops at a time. You finish row 2. For row 3, do 4 chains, and also from the 4th vertical bar you're going to do 6 unfinished double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 from the 4th one. Do 6 unfinished single double crochet. Then 3 unfinished single crochets. Then 1 unfinished single crochet into the front loop, the second front loop. So the same front loop that you did for row 2. And then pull the yarn through. Row 4, and you do 3 chains. And starting also from the 4th vertical bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to do 6 unfinished double crochet. Then 3 unfinished single crochet. Then 1 unfinished single crochet into the 3rd front loop. So moving to the next front loop. And pull the yarn through. For row 5, do 1 chain. And starting from the 2nd vertical bar, so skip the first one, insert your hook into the 2nd one, and we're going to do a slip stitch into the 2nd vertical bar. And 2 chains. And you're going to do 6 unfinished double crochet. Then 2 unfinished single crochet. Then 1 unfinished single crochet into the 3rd front loop, which is the same front loop of the previous row. And pull it through. Okay, now row 6, which is the last row of the petal, you're going to do 1 chain, and from the 2nd vertical bar, so skip the first one, from the 2nd one, do a slip stitch, and then do 2 chains. And here to finish the petal, we will do normal crochet. So you're going to do 4 double crochets, then 1 half double crochet, then 2 single crochet, and then you're going to do a slip stitch into the 4th front loop, the next front loop. Make sure that you only pick up the front loop and pull the yarn. So you finish the first petal. To start the second petal, you just do a slip stitch into the next front loop, and then repeat the pattern with 9 chain. And work across 4 front loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I see you when you finish the second petal. Okay, so you finish the second petal, and the last stitch is to slip stitch into the 4th or the last front loop. Okay, so now we can start the second petal, but first you want to do a slip stitch into the back loops. So you want to do a slip stitch into the back loop of the loop that you start the first petal. So slip into this one, and then we're going to do a couple of slip stitches before starting the second petal to make sure that the second petal is positioned like this. So you're going to do 1, and 2. So 2 more slip stitches before you start the second layer. So you start from here. And the second layer it worked in the similar way with the first one, except that you will chain 10 instead of 9, and you will add a double crochet, 1 more double crochet to every row of your work. So we'll start with 10 chains. And then from the vertical bar, starting from the second vertical bar, you're going to do 6 unfinished double crochet, and then do 2 unfinished single crochet, and then 1 unfinished single crochet into that first front back loops, and pull the yarn through. Okay, so for row 2, chain 4, and again from the 4th vertical bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to do 7 unfinished double crochet. Got 7 unfinished double crochet, and then 2 unfinished single crochet into the next 2 vertical bar, and then 1 unfinished single crochet into the second loop. and pull the yarn through to finish row 2. For row 3, chain 4. Then from the 4th vertical bar, you're going to do 7 unfinished double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do 7 unfinished single crochet, and then do 3 unfinished single crochet. Then you're going to do 1 unfinished single crochet into the second back loop. Pull the yarn through to finish row 3. Row 4, we'll start with 3 chains. And from the 4th vertical bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to do 7 unfinished single crochet. Make sure that you start from the correct vertical bar. And then 3 unfinished single crochets. Then 1 unfinished single crochet into the same, into the 3rd back loop. This one here. Row 5, you're going to chain 1, and from the second vertical bar, skip the first one, from the second one, do a slip stitch, and then do 2 chains, and crochet 7 unfinished double crochet into the vertical bar. Then 2 unfinished single crochet into the next 2 bumps, and then here you're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 unfinished single crochet into the 3rd back loops, and then pull the yarn to finish row 5. Okay, row 6 is the end of this petal. You're going to do 1 chain from the second vertical bar, do a slip stitch and 2 chains, and we're going to do normal stitches. We're going to do 5 double crochet, then 1 half double crochet, and 2 single crochet, and to finish, slip stitch into the 4th back loop. And you finish the first petal of the second layer. To start the next petal, you need to do a slip stitch into the next back loop, and then repeat the pattern. Just pay attention is that when you start the second layer, you did a couple of slip stitch. So for the second layer, for the second petal, you will work on 1, 2, 3, and 4 loops. We will work on those slip stitch as normal. I'll see you when you finish second layer. So you finish the last row of the second petals, and then do a slip stitch into the last front back loops, and cut the yarn. So for this flower, you need to shred the petal a little bit. Now I'll show you how to make the half open flower bud. So use the same color as your main flower, and we will start with a magic ring. So to make this half open flower bud, we're gonna make one petal of the first layer and then wrap it. But we won't be making that petal directly into the magic ring. So start with 9 chain. And from the second vertical bar, do 5 unfinished double crochet. Then 2 unfinished single crochets, and then you're going to do 1 unfinished single crochet directly into the magic ring, and then pull the yarn, and then repeat the pattern as for the first petal, and you're going to do this unfinished single crochet into the magic ring instead of the front or the back loops. Here, do 4 chains, and from the fourth vertical bar, you're going to do 6 unfinished double crochet. Then 2 unfinished single crochets, and then 1 unfinished single crochet into the ring. Do 4 chain from the fourth vertical bar, do 6 unfinished single crochet. Then 3 unfinished single crochets, then 1 more into the ring. Then 3 chains from the fourth vertical bar, do 6 unfinished single double crochet. Then 2 and 3 unfinished single crochet, and then 1 into the ring. And then do 1 chain, slip stitch into the second vertical bar, and do 2 chains, 6 unfinished double crochet, then 2 unfinished single crochet, and then 1 more into the ring. The last row, chain 1, slip stitch into the second vertical bar, then 2 chains, and you're going to do normal crochet with 4 double crochets, 1 half double crochet, and 2 single crochet, and then slip stitch directly into the magic ring. And cut the yarn, and you can pull the loop and tie the yarns together. So now we'll make 2 green leaves for the half open flower bud. So you make a slip knot, and do not count this one as a stitch, and then do 8 chains. Into the second vertical bar, you're going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 half double crochet, then 2 double crochet into the next 2 vertical bar, then 1 half double crochet, then 1 single crochet. And in the last vertical bar, you're going to do 2 single crochets, then do 2 chains and slip it into the second vertical bar, and another single crochet into the same space, same last vertical bar to make the top of the leaf. On the other side, insert your hook into the first V loop here and make sure that you wrap this ending, this yarn with you so you can hide it. And we do 1 single crochet, then 1 half double crochet, then 2 double crochets, one half double crochet, and the last one going to be 1 single crochet. Then do a slip stitch into the first one, and cut the yarn and make 2 of them. So now we will make the green bud. First you will make a magic ring, and then into the ring make 1 chain and do not count this one as a stitch, and into the ring make 5 single crochets. And pull this yarn tight to close the row, and then do a slip stitch into the first one to end row 1. For row 2, do 1 chain and do not count this one as a stitch, and we're going to increase 3 stitches in this row. So the first one going to be a single crochet increase. So you're going to do 2 single crochets in the first space here, then 1 single crochet, then another crochet increase, and next is a single crochet, and the last stitch going to be a single crochet increase. So you add 3 more stitches to this row, and you should have total of 8 stitches at the end of row 2. Slip into the first stitch to finish row 2. For row 3, we're gonna add 2 more stitches. We're gonna add 2 more stitches to this one. So we're gonna do a pattern of 3 single crochet, then 1 increase. So 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and then the next one gonna be a single crochet increase, then 3 single crochets, and the last stitch gonna be a single crochet increase. So at the end of row 3, you will have 10 stitches. Slip into the first stitch, from row 4 to row 6, so 3 rows, you're gonna do 10 single crochets around without increasing or decreasing. So 3 rows. Okay, it's the end of row 6, and you're going to do a slip stitch into the first stitch. For row 7, we will do 5 single crochet decrease. So to make a decrease, you insert your hook into the front loop of the first stitch, and then again into the front loop of the next stitch. Pull the yarn and yarn over again. So that is 1 decrease. So make 5 decrease. So get some stuffing fiber. Then you can cut the yarn, leaving a tail, and use the needle. So insert the yarn through the front loop of all the stitches, all the 5 stitches. And then pull it tight and secure it. And now we're gonna make the leaves. You will need to make 2 leaves like this, and you will need a wire, flower wire of about 40 centimeter with the green yarn, and then do a slip knot, and do not count this one as a stitch. And then you're going to do 23 chain stitch. You can make the chain stitch a little bit loose. That 23 chain stitch, and then add the wire like this and fold it. Then you're going to make 3 more chains. So for this leaf, we're going to be working on the vertical bar of the chain stitch. So from we're going to do a slip stitch into the 3rd vertical bar of the chain stitch, the bar where you have the wire hanging to it. So do a slip stitch, then you're going to do 9 single crochet into the vertical bar of the chain, and make sure that you wrap the yarn through the wire as well when you do the single crochet. That 9 single crochet, and then turn your work. So when you do the leaves, you can turn your work upside down like this or like this. It doesn't matter, but make sure that you turn your work in the same way. Okay, so we're gonna skip the first stitch. So skip the first one here and start working on the second one. And you're gonna do 5 single crochet. Then 1 slip stitch. Okay, and chain 1 and turn your work. So we're gonna skip the first one as well and start from the second, and do 1 single crochet into the second stitch. Then you're going to do 1 half double crochet. And for the next 2 stitches, we're going to do a pattern for the little spike here on the leaves. So you're going to make 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, then do 2 chains and slip stitch into the 2 strands of yarn at the top here, and do a slip stitch. Then do 1 half double crochet into the same space of the previous half double crochet. Then repeat 1 more time. So 1 half double crochet, 2 chain, slip stitch, then another half double crochet into the same stitch. Then you do 1 more half double crochet into the next stitch, So we finished all the stitch of this row so now to connect to the base and to start the new one, we're going to do one more single crochet into the vertical bar here. There's 2 strands of yarn of the side here, 1 single crochet, and then you're going to do 1 more single crochet into the same stitch at the base at the junction here. So this one is the last stitch, the last single stitch of the first row, and now you're going to do a single crochet into that same space, and then you're going to do 4 more single crochet into the base, and make sure that you wrap the yarn through the wire. Four single crochet into the base. Now turn your work. Again, skip the first one, insert your hook into the second one, and then you're going to do 2 single crochet. Then do 3 chains and slip stitch into the second vertical bar. So find the vertical bar at the back of the chain stitch, skip the first one, insert your hook into the second bar, and do a slip stitch. Now turn your work like this, and then we're going to work on these 2 stitch, and you're going to do 2 half double crochet. Okay, then you do 1 single crochet into the 2 strands of yarn at the side here, then 1 single crochet at the junction, then 2 single crochet into the base, turn your work, skip the first one, and work from the second stitch. You're going to do 6 single crochet, and do 2 chains and slip into the second vertical bar, and turn your work and do 1 single crochet in the first stitch here. Then you're going to do 2 patterns of the half double crochet. So 1 half double crochet, 2 chains, slip stitch into the 2 strands of yarn at the top here like this, and then 1 half double crochet into the same space. Repeat 1 more time. And then you're going to do 3 half double crochet. Then 1 single crochet into these 2 strands of yarn at the side. Then 1 single crochet at the junction. And you're going to do 4 single crochet into the base. Turn, skip 1, and do 2 single crochet. Skip the first one. Now do 4 chains. Slip into the second vertical bar, and then 1 single crochet into the next vertical bar. Then turn your work, and you're going to do 2 half double crochet into the next stitch. Then 1 single crochet into the side, to these 2 strands of yarn, then 1 single crochet at the junction, and you're going to do 2 single crochet into the base. at this stage you should have 2 more vertical bar in the base. Turn and skip 1. Start from the second stitch and you're going to do 7 single crochet. Single crochet, then do 2 chains and slip into the second vertical bar and turn your work and do 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then you're going to do 3 pattern of the half double crochet with picot edge. So 1 half double crochet, 2 chains, slip stitch, and another half double crochet into the same stitch. Repeat. Third one, 2 chains, slip stitch, then another half double crochet. For the last 3 stitches, we're going to do 3 half double crochet. And then 1 single crochet into the sides, these 2 strands of yarn at the side. Then 1 single crochet into the junction at the base, and then 2 single crochet, the last 2 single crochet at the base. Okay, so you finished one side of the leaves. To start the other side, you're going to do a slip stitch into that stitch here. So you see the V loops on the chain stitch. The first one, you're going to do a slip stitch and then do 1 chain. And now you're going to start to make single crochet into the V loops here, and you're going to make 21 single crochet from the first one, the first V loop where you just make the slip stitch. So 21, you can mark. So make 21 single crochet until the marker here. The first one. So insert your hook into both loops. And this will be the base for the other side of the leaves. This is 21 single crochet on the outside, and then you're going to do 1 slip stitch, then chain 1, turn your work. You're going to do so skip the first one, and we're going to start to work from the second stitch and do 1 single crochet. And you're going to do the pattern of the spike here. Oh no, sorry, we're going to do 1 half double crochet first, and then we're going to do the pattern for the spike. So you're going to do 1 half double crochet, then 2 chains, slip stitch into the 2 strands of yarn here. And then here, instead of doing another half double crochet, we're going to do a double crochet into the same stitch. Okay, and the next one, you're going to do 1 double crochet, then 2 chains, slip stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the same space. Repeat one more time. 1 double crochet, 2 chains, slip stitch, then 1 double crochet in the same space. So you will have 3 spikes like this, and in the next stitch you're going to do 1 double crochet and then 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and then you're going to do 5 single crochet into the base. And then turn your work, and we will repeat from row 4 to row 11 to finish this side of the leaves. So row 4, you're going to skip 1, start from the second stitch and do 2 single crochet, and then 3 chains, slip stitch into the second vertical bar, and turn your work and do 2 half double crochet. Then 1 single crochet into the side strands here, 2 strands of yarn at the side here, and then 1 single crochet into the base, into the junction at the base, then 2 single crochet into the base, and turn your work, skip 1 and do 6 single crochet, skip the first one. Six single crochet, then do 2 chains, slip into the second vertical bar and turn. You're going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then do the pattern of the half double crochet with the spike. So 1 half double crochet, 2 chains, slip into 2 strands of yarn at the top, then another half double crochet into the same stitch, and repeat one more time. 1 half double crochet, 2 chains, slip stitch, and another half double crochet into the same space, and then 3 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet into the side, then 1 single crochet into the junction at the base, and then 4 single crochet into the base. Turn, skip the first one, start from the second stitch and do 2 single crochet. And you're going to do 4 chains and slip stitch into the second vertical bar. This is the first one, the second one, then 1 single crochet into the next vertical bar. So leave the third one, leave the fourth one, and turn your work, and then do 2 half double crochet into the next stitch. And then 1 single crochet into the side strand of yarn, and then 1 single crochet at the junctions, and 2 more single crochet at the base. And turn your work, skip 1, from the second one do 7 single crochet, and do 2 chains and slip into the second vertical bar. Turn your work, going to do a single crochet into the first stitch here, and you're going to do 3 pattern for the spike. So 1 half double crochet, 2 chains, do a slip stitch, then another half double crochet into the same space, and repeat it 2 more times. And then in the last 3 stitches, we're going to do 3 half double crochet. And 1 single crochet into the side bar here. And then 1 single crochet into the junction at the base, and then 2 single crochet at the base. The last one, it's a little bit hard to work. Okay. So you finished the leaves, just cut the yarn, wrap it. Okay, so now we're gonna assemble the flowers. First, for the main flower, you will need 2 floral wire like this, and we will insert it through the end of the pistil. Insert one like this, and insert it from the other side to make like a cross. Like this. Okay, so now for the half open flower bud, we will apply some glue. So you see, this will be the outer side of the flowers. Take a floral stem and insert it into the petal. Like this. Then apply some glue here. Then attach the leaf into the flowers. Okay, so now we're gonna assemble the flowers. So use a stem, floral stem like this, and we will attach the half open flower bud into the stem first. So secure this one a couple times. And then attach the green buds just so it a little bit below the flower. and then attach the main flowers. Okay, so now you can attach the leaves. And continue wrapping until the end of the stem, and you can apply some glue at the end to secure it. And you can style your flower to make it look more natural. Okay, so the poppy flowers is finished. I hope you enjoy making the flowers, and please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming tutorial. Thank you.